The biceps and triceps are amongst the showiest upper body muscles. Most gym goers want to build up their arms as a priority and think that training their biceps all day every day is a one-way ticket to the gun show. Unfortunately, there are many common mistakes that can lead to an upsetting realization. My biceps won't grow. Even professional bodybuilders sometimes hit a plateau in their work. But if you've been struggling to build your biceps for some time, it might be necessary to make some changes. Don't worry if you seem to have hit a wall in your upper arm muscle mass. Training is always a learning process. Even long-time gym residents sometimes need to relearn how to bench press properly or take a new approach to their training. We'll have some problem areas and body parts which just don't respond no matter how much we lift. When this happens, it's a sign that you could be making a common mistake. Luckily, we're here to explain why your guns aren't showing and how you can tackle the issue. Before discussing anything else, it's important to recognize that a huge genetic element is in play. The biceps are actually a very small group of muscles with a limited function, to bend the elbow. The point at which your bicep muscle attached to your arm has a big impact on the potential for growth. Some people's biceps continue all the way to the crook of the elbow, while others stop short partway down the arm. There's nothing to be done if you aren't in the second category. Unfortunately, you just won't be able to get as big as other bodybuilders. Don't be discouraged if you think this applies to you. You can still complete a thorough bicep and tricep workout, which will help you build up some impressive arms. Many workout addicts complete bicep workouts all the time, and outside the genetic factor we just mentioned, there are other reasons you may not be able to grow your muscles. If you're completing a balanced weekly workout routine and your biceps still won't grow, one of these 5 reasons could be the answer. Number 1. You're overworking your arms. The first and most common mistake in bicep workouts is actually overtraining. Biceps get a lot of attention at the gym, and many people can overwork them in an attempt to get gains fast. When struggling to grow your arms, it can be easy to just keep adding on to your routine, but this can easily go wrong. Biceps are different from larger muscle groups where additional exercise is always better. The biceps are a small group of muscles made up of a long head and a short head, which work in unison to flex your elbow. They can also make a small contribution to your shoulder flexion, but the primary joint worked is the elbow. Although the muscle is small, it's used in a great many upper body workouts. Pull-ups, barbell rows, chin-ups, and more all activate the bicep passively as the focus on training larger muscles. The impact of this is that you end up working out your biceps several times a week, rather than isolating arm days and then allowing rest for muscle recuperation. You could be hitting your bicep muscles several times a week. Seeing this, many people can become discouraged. You're working out all your biceps all the time, so why aren't you getting results? The answer is you're not giving this tiny group of muscles enough time to recover. When you do your next workout, these muscles won't be fully stimulated and can't achieve maximal growth. Number 2. You're training incorrectly and aren't hitting the bicep muscles. For bicep targeting exercises, you're almost completely limited to the curl. Unlike the shoulder, a ball and socket joint which can be trained in many directions, your elbow can only move one way. That means that there's pretty much only one option to build your guns, and that's a bicep curl. Completing this exercise correctly is a surefire way to get more impressive arms. Unfortunately, there are many common mistakes people make in bicep curls which can reduce your potential for gains. Here are several ways that you could be training your biceps incorrectly. Swinging your arms. You need to ensure that your bicep muscle is the only one working to lift the weight. If you allow your arm to swing and build momentum in your rep, your anterior delts and lower back are doing most of the work. This takes away the majority of benefits to your biceps, robbing them of the powerful contraction necessary to build muscle. When completing curls, come to a complete stop at the top and bottom of the movement. This will help you to isolate the bicep muscles and ensure they're doing enough work. Moving your wrist. It's vital to keep your wrist joint completely rigid when completing bicep curls. If you use your forearm flexors to start the movement from the wrist, you'll get a fantastic pump in the forearms. Unfortunately, this takes away from your bicep gains. Concentrate on keeping your wrist straight throughout the set to make your bicep muscles targeted. Going too fast. Completing a set of bicep curls in record time might allow you to use heavier weights than going slowly. Many gym goers make the mistake that doing this will lead to faster gains. It's far more effective to use a smaller weight and spend more time with your muscles under tension. Try to take full 5 seconds for a single bicep curl repetition, and the result you see is much more encouraging. Skipping the squeeze. Any kind of curl requiring a strong contraction at the peak for maximum results. Take a moment to flex and squeeze your bicep muscles as hard as you can at the peak of the curl. This will increase muscle activation and make growth much more likely. Number 3. You aren't meeting the other requirements for muscle gains. No matter how many times you work at the gym, you aren't going to see any results unless you balance your workouts with proper rest and fuel. If you're working out with proper form and can't see any reason why your routine isn't being effective, the answer may lie outside the gym. Professional bodybuilders know that a healthy routine includes plenty of sleep and balanced nutrition. Without much, muscle gain simply isn't possible. A lack of quality sleep could be the reason you aren't seeing the results you want. For optimal muscle growth, you need at least 7.5 hours of sleep every night. If you don't get enough sleep, not only will your body not recover from the day's training, but you won't be able to exercise at 100% tomorrow. A good night's sleep is the first step to impressive arm muscles. Lack of protein is another culprit of disappointing bicep growth. The amino acid contained in protein are what allows bodies to build and repair muscle tissue. Every person needs from 1.2 to 1.7 grams of protein per kilo of body weight per day. Number 4. You need more variation in your technique. We know that it's very difficult to vary exercises for the bicep, as there are only so many different ways you can curl. While you're limited to this single exercise, this doesn't mean you have to change up your technique. Just like any other muscle group, if you're always working out your biceps in the same way, you're limiting their potential growth. Variation is the key to any successful workout routine. There are a number of different curl exercises which are popular for bigger biceps, including the barbell curl, dumbbell curl, hammer curl, incline curl, preacher curl, concentration curl, and the list goes on. Number 5. You need more balance in your workouts. More people join the gym or start working out for aesthetic reasons other than health reasons. As much as we talk about fitness levels and body mass, we know that most are aiming for a totally shredded physique because it looks super fantastic. There's nothing wrong with taking care of your appearance, but this single focus can cause unbalanced workouts. If you only train trophy muscles, the ones you want to look good at the beach, such as your abs, pecs, and biceps, you're leaving a huge imbalance with much larger muscles in your body. Never skip leg day is about more than just chicken legs. Did you know that the muscle groups in your back are some of the largest in the body and have a huge impact on your overall strength? By training only the most obvious aesthetic body parts, you're missing out on a lot of potential gains. Not only this, but creating such a strength imbalance in your body can cause injury down the line. You can't get big biceps without also training the rest of your body. Don't rush towards bigger arms. Work on improving your whole physique, and the gun show will follow.